Hey guys, oh my god, I have to show you Mac really quick. Just hold on because. What's up, bro? Hey. This is how he sits on the couch. He's just like super angry. It's just what he does. So, you guys, I wanted to talk about something. I actually just was thinking, oh, I should go live. And then I opened my phone and there was a quote that I was like, fuck yes, I want to talk about this. So, I'm going to tell you what it is and then I'll explain to you like my thought process behind this. And let me get this open though because my phone likes to not show me comments. So I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Hey, Peter, what's up? So, hold please. Okay. So the conversation of this quote said, act from love, not for love. And I was like, dude, yes, like, yes. This is what we need to talk about. And so here's what I mean. And no matter what it's, the whole point of that topic, act from love, not for love. Do things from a place of love or compassion or understanding, not for love or for getting something in return. So I think that's a big piece that I have to kind of correct people on often, and it's a tricky one because people get very defensive about this. But I want you to think about this. Like, if you're sending a card or you're sending a present to someone or you send a happy birthday text message to them or reach out to them for whatever reason, the reason your act that you're putting out into the world should not be simply for the sake of wanting something in return. It shouldn't be given only to get, right? Only to get something back. That it's just not the proper energy, right? And so the reason I say that though is when we do that, when we give love only for the sake of receiving it, or hopefully getting it in return, instead of acting from love, we do it for the desired, hopeful action of getting it back, right? Or getting praise, oh, you're such a good girl, or oh, you're so sweet, or whatever. If that's the purpose behind the action that you're taking, in a lot of cases, so first of all, you're setting yourself up into this really interesting, like, codependent space where you're seeking outside validation without even realizing you're doing it. Speaking from experience, I spent a lot of my life seeking outside validation for different things, and it did not serve me well, okay? And when I realized it, I was like, holy crap, like, I don't give people an opportunity to show up for me, so I'm setting myself up for disappointment over and over again. And so this conversation, when you're giving just to get back, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Instead of the act of giving or the act of loving from a place of love, which should be rewarding in itself. So I just kind of wanted to note that for you because I think I'm not a big fan of the topic that some people say, you shouldn't have expectations of other people. Like, if you don't expect anything, then you can't be disappointed. And that's a tricky one. I don't talk about that because I don't agree with that. I think that you should have expectations, that you should hold people to certain standards if you hold yourself to one. I think that it's not your job to enforce that or to create or make someone be whatever way you think they're supposed to be. But I do think that there's nothing wrong with having expectations as long as you're clear about them. I think it's important to communicate it. But I do think that it's important that we don't set ourselves up for disappointment when our intention behind what we're doing is to get praise or validation or acceptance or love, instead of allowing the actual act itself to provide that for us, to feel good because of why we're doing something or because of what we're doing. And so realistically, when you shift that mindset, your whole vibration in life changes. People interacting with you are going to interact differently because you're not giving simply because you want them to give back to you. You're giving because you want to. You're loving because you want to. You're checking in and saying hello because you want to, not because you expect them to jump off the bridge with you. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very different when you can remove that expectation, or not that expectation, that disappointment based upon not allowing expectations, but putting yourself in a spot of like, what's the real reason I'm doing this? And if you're finding yourself that you're acting for love, not from love, that is something that I would definitely suggest that you do some reflection on and ask yourself, wait a minute, like, what is my real reason here? Like, why am I saying this? Why am I reacting this way? Why am I doing this? What do I want from this? Do I simply just want to show love and, feel really good within myself for that? Or do I expect something back from this person right now? Do I want them to do something else? Blah, blah, blah. Because the truth is expectation, or disappointment, I should say, typically comes from lack of communication. Typically, we're disappointed in a lot of situations because we expect people to show up a certain way, be a certain way, do a certain thing that we haven't explained that we want from them. And given them the opportunity to, one, show up that way, but number two, tell us, hey, you know what, maybe that doesn't fit for me. And so you can say, oh, okay, that might have been a little unrealistic, or hey, that person's not willing. So instead of feeling crushed by somebody not doing what in your mind you think should be the reaction, because what you're saying or doing is coming for love, not from love, it just allows you to let go of a lot of that pain that you're, in a way, setting yourself up for in some situations. So this allows you to be a lot more balanced and a lot more rooted and a lot more based in the purpose and the intention behind the things that you're doing. And that way the expectation isn't out of line or isn't misunderstood. It's explained in a way that the people can show up the way that you want them to, or you give them an opportunity to tell you, hey, that's not for me. Hey, I don't want to show up that way. Hey, I'm not available to show up that way right now, or whatever it might be. But the whole point is if you can put yourself into a place where you are truly acting from a place of love, not just using that as an excuse. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm just, the bringer of the truth. And then they walk around another big, huge asshole because they think that that's what being truthful is. And it's like, no, you can speak truth without being a jerk. Just like you can love from a place of love simply because you want to love. Simply because you want to give this to someone. And to make just that act of giving should light you up and fill you up in a way that we're all really looking for in most of those situations anyway. So I welcome you to sit on that. Maybe listen to this again. I said a lot of things in a short period of time. But start shifting that in the way that you're behaving and interacting with other people. And I think that you'll really have a different experience. I think that it will really help you. Jari, you should rewatch this. I think that you would enjoy it whenever you are to wherever it is that you're going and the service is better. So maybe that's your focus for right now. Maybe you practice acting from love and letting go of the expectation or letting go of what you may or may not get in return. Instead, you focus in on acting from your heart space and from what serves you and from what you want to do for other people just for the sake of doing it, because it makes you feel good. So anyways, I hope that was helpful. I hope that made sense, first of all. So thank you guys for being here. If you enjoyed the message, as always, please give it a thumbs up. And if you think other people could benefit from this, please share it. I really appreciate that. And it helps me get my message in front of more people. And the overall reason for that is to raise the vibration of everyone as much as I can. So thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tanya, go back and rewatch this video after I finish it. I think that it'll help the explanation. Cody, how did I get so wise? Lots and lots of study. Lots and lots of study and action taking and deep diving into my own darkness and having good people to help me. Honestly, having good people to help me guide through all of that. But I take that as a compliment. Thank you, sir. Enjoy the rest of your day, you guys. Bye.